Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Chase. I just want to do a quick trade walkthrough for you from today. Trade I took on ES. Clear chart here. Just I woke up today, uh, you know, right before the open. Right. The way I look at this, I saw it as, it was an uptrend, correct? Like we're seeing. I'm just trying to go from the most zoomed out view. Right. We could be on the daily, but I'm showing it to where it makes sense to the eyes. So we're seeing highs and lower highs, right? And then at this point, we see a high, a lower high, a higher high, and a break in market structure, okay? So at this point, I'm bearish bias on the higher time frame, right? But typically when you get a breakdown like this, right, after this big leg up and we get a breakdown, what we want to look for is a 618 retracement, okay? So we fib that out right there, and we see that would bring us up towards around here, around 3842. And then I zoom in more, right? And I look at local price action, right? We're on the rewind tool right here, so we don't have all the data yet. But when you look at this, when you get up in the morning and you look at this and you would say, wow, well, you have some obvious liquidity up here that was never tapped, okay? But how do we get there? Well, typically we need to be either aiming for support or liquidity. It's either one or the other. So I went up to the hourly to try to find any major liquidity or support levels. And what I saw was basically this support block right here. Okay, we'll mark that out and I'll explain why. Why is this a support block? Well, in my opinion, we have a down move from here. Not my opinion, but the chart. So we have resistance here. We close resistance here, right? Resistance here, resistance here. And we finally push through on a big impulse move, all right? You guys hear me talk about that a lot, an impulse move. So an impulse move. And what was the previous resistance that we broke through before this impulse move up was right here, okay? So I mark out this level right there. So simple trade here. I take my risk reward tool. And if you want to, you might wonder, oh, well, why did you, because I entered at 3776, okay? What I did was I had fibbed this little leg right here and took the 618 of the fib right here, okay? So that, and I think I front ran it by 0.25. So that's what led me to enter at 3776 rather than the top of this block. Nonetheless, that's like really breaking it down to more precision. But sorry, I feel like I had to burp, but I couldn't. All right, so if you were gonna set this up, stop at the bottom of the block, target liquidity right here. Not optimal risk reward. 1.5 is still good, right? I typically aim for 2 to 3, but this was a good trade in my opinion, and I did take it. And you guys saw my post it. I did close a tiny bit early. I closed like right in here. Honestly, I'll show you guys why, and we'll walk through that. But just to play this out real quick, dips down, looks like shit right here. And then it goes up and takes out your liquidity. Obviously, it moved fast because we're on the hourly. And I'll show you exactly why I got cold feet. And, maybe this type of psychological stuff will help you guys out. So I like quick trades. I like to be in and out. I entered right on the open, right here, okay? And then my target was right here. I said, you know what? Well, I don't think it's going to tag all this liquidity just yet. I didn't think it was going to, right on the open. But what I did think was that, well, if it's going to tag this liquidity, then of course it's going to tag this one. It's literally like 2 pips away. So it didn't tag it, and it fully fucking went back to my entry. I was even underwater at a point. So, safe to say, I was slightly tilted, right? Because there's a couple things that tilt me here, right? First off, I lose my profit. Second off, I round trip. Third off, I'm wasting my morning looking at this chart and evaluating whether I need to, get back in, or whether I need to exit early, or if I want to look to exit early and get back in, or what I want to do. So just because over a single point here, over a single point. So with that said, if you're someone like me who likes to be in and out of trades fast, it is wise to look at the liquidity that rests from the days before. But if you're looking for a very quick trade on the open, in my opinion, look towards, like, if this high was right here, okay, you could look towards the pre-session, like a pre-session liquidity level, or the pre-open, whatever you want to say. But if you have a liquidity level printed on the open as well, just target that. because over 1 point, I round tripped all the way. Look at, like, you can imagine. You guys know what trading is like, right? You know how painful it is when your target is right there. Your target is right there. You're just waiting for it to fill, and then it comes all the way back towards your entry. It's coming back up. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, surely it's going to hit my liquidity now. Goes all the way back, puts me underwater, and then once it came up towards here and I saw this candle, I'm like, fuck this, I'm out, I'm not doing this again, in case it decided to build more liquidity here, right? Because that's always possible. Sometimes you build liquidity, build liquidity, build liquidity, build liquidity, build liquidity, and then it could have came down, it could have swiped all this shit, and then it could have went. So at this point, when I saw this little doji candle, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Is this just not going to tag this today? Or are we just building liquidity? Is today a day of building liquidity is what I started to think. So I just closed it. But eventually it did tag where I would have wanted to. If I was just simply fully patient, could have just kept my stop where it was, could have kept my target where it was, and that would have worked perfectly fine. But, I think it's all comes down to personal trading preference. And for me, I'm just not a person who wants to be sitting in trades for hours at a time. In and out, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, that's what makes me the most comfortable. Don't have to monitor it all day. Don't have to decide whether I want to stay in. Are things starting to look grim? Are things looking good? You know what I'm saying? I like to be in and out quick. So that pissed me off. And, maybe hopefully you can learn from that. And I learned from that as well. Typically, when I see levels like this very close to each other, mostly relatively equal highs, and especially because, it's not like this liquidity was ran here. This is a lower low than this. Typically, I see that get tagged. So I'm not sure why it didn't get tagged, but, moving forward, I adapt to what the market shows me. So I'm definitely just going to take my profit at the earliest level of liquidity on the open if this is how it's going to be shaping up. Overall, just moving forward real quick, this isn't really an analysis video, but just to look at ES right now, we're moving up. We're hitting the equilibrium right here. We had support here, could flip to resistance here. We had liquidity above here, could be a deviation at this point. But overall, we'll just have to see. We're going to have to see how price develops here. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we did push up more towards 608, 618, right around here into like this block area. Some good volume in here. Probably see a rejection around there. But yeah, like I said, overall, not really an analysis video. Just wanted to walk you guys through this trade, and hopefully it's helpful, educational, and as usual, shout out to Prime for helping me with these videos. If you do sign up on there, if you want to trade ES, you could sign up on Prime XBT. Make sure if you do sign up on there, I'm not getting credit if you don't enter the promo code under, make sure like you create new account, USDT or USDC, and enter your promo code there. You can't enter the promo code under BTC and then deposit USDT collateral or something. It's not going to credit me. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day. See you later.